Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's just Greg. Now, some of you out there might see me as a bit of Superman, but actually, I have more in common with another fictional character. Madam Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests, do you believe in no pain, no gain? Well, I'd like to tell you some stories tonight about how life has taught me some lessons, the painful way. My first tale begins at the tender age of 6, and I'm cycling through the woods in a Paris park. I've just fallen off my bike into a bush of nettles and stung myself from head to toe. I've reached for all the docking leaves I can find, and I'm rubbing myself down, trying to get rid of the sting. Eventually it dies down, but I think, it's probably going to come back, so I'll grab some more for the ride. Back on my bike, I'm cycling along, gamely, just minding my own business, and the sting returns. My clever clogs me thinks, I can do this while I'm cycling. So I take my hand off the handlebar, reach into my pocket, and it jams. I can't get it out. I lose control, and next thing I know, I made best friends with a tree, and got a broken elbow for my efforts. First lesson, don't try and multitask on a bike. It doesn't work. But the story doesn't end there. For after a month of cast, it comes off, the very next day, I'm in a field in Scotland. Some loose rocks, trip over, straight back to hospital. Everything back on again. 1 month later, cast comes off. I'm coming back from the hospital. I'm going up my grandparents' driveway and there's a loose slab. Bam! Straight back to hospital. The same team that took the plaster off, put the one back. That's 3 times breaking an elbow in 3 months. Now, if that's not a good example of the power of 3, I don't know what is. My second story this evening takes me to 10 years old. And I'm in my final year of primary school. I'm out, it's break time, and I decide to pop to the little boys. I say little boys. I was now using the adult-sized urinals, so it's what the big boys call it now. I'm there using the facilities, when suddenly a classmate comes rushing in from behind, armed with a water pistol, frightening me, half to death. I spin around just to look and see what the commotion is. And in a fluster, I catch the top of the urinal with my tooth. I look down and see it disappear down my tooth. Well, as you can see, it hasn't affected me now. Lesson number 2. Always keep your mind on the task at hand. Next up, I've been in a car crash. I was driving. I was 14. You see, in wintertime, I used to go out, start up the car before I would go to the train station, or be driven to the train station. And what I hadn't noticed that fateful morning is that the car had been left in first gear. So as soon as I turned that key, the car lurched forward. And in a panic, I reached down hoping to find the brakes. Instead, I hit the accelerator and the clutch and accelerated into the side of the house, giving myself a nasty dose of whiplash. Lesson number 3, you should always know when to belt up. My next story is for you ladies out there. If you happen to be out in the town with me, and you have one drink too many, there's one thing that I will not do. Let's give you a piggyback, of course. Because a few years ago, while we were out celebrating a 30th birthday party in Wimbledon, bars just shut, it's 11 o'clock at night, and we're about to move back to the birthday boys' pad to continue the night, when one of the lady friends amongst us, quite diminutive in size, decrees there's no way I'm walking back in my ridiculously high heels. I then gallantly step forward and say, oh, no problem, I'll give you a lift back, come on, hop on, and it's only a 5-minute walk, I'll sort you out. She duly clambers on, and we make our way back to our destination. 50 meters from where we're meant to get. Now, I didn't fall But as I lost balance, I began to slowly pick up pace until eventually my center of balance went from vertical to horizontal. And at a full run, I dived through the air and crashed to the asphalt. She was unharmed. I'd used me as a landing mattress. She was dusting herself down and got her. My friends were all behind me, laughing like hyenas, just having watched what had taken place. I, however, had ended up looking like a bit part from the Phantom of the Opera, minus the mask. Fourth lesson: if you're going to be the White Knight, try not to make a pillow of yourself. That's all the time I have tonight for stories. You'll never get to find out how I set my head on fire in chemistry lab, or how my athletics career came to a very sudden end when somebody thought it'd be quite funny to turn one of the hurdles the wrong way round. And there's plenty more stories there to pick from. But I'd like to leave you on a final thought. And that is, although I have a body that looks like a game of operation, at least I think I'm proof of the adage that what doesn't break you makes you stronger. I don't know.